Natalia Bonner, and I love machine quilting with rulers. So today I'm going to be showing you how to use the Sway 3 machine quilting ruler to quilt a sunshine in a 4-inch block. So every year in September, I host this fun free class called the 9 Patchalong. And in this free class, I teach you 9 different ways to use my machine quilting rulers to machine quilt 9 patch quilt blocks. This class will start in September of 2025, but you can go back and enroll in any of the previous 5 versions before this one launches and start learning. It's tons of inspiration. I love creating and sharing with you. So today we'll be doing a little bit of marking. I'll be using the Disappearing Ink marking pen, and I'll also be using this long straight ruler that I purchased from the Quilted Pineapple. I will be doing my quilting here on my Gamel 22-inch machine. The quilting I'll be showing will be in the stitch regulated mode, and I have my stitch length set at 13 stitches per inch. If you do want to join the 9 Patchalong though, and want to use a panel like I'm using here, make sure you pick up the 50 by 60 inch size. I purchased mine from Honest Fabrics, or we do have a piecing pattern available on our website. Let's hop down here to the machine and let's do a bit of marking and then some quilting. So a lot of times when I'm using the Sway machine quilting rulers, you will see me doing some marking, like reference point markings. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm starting out by marking an X through the center of the block. By doing that, it will help me so that I can center my circle that I'm going to be quilting right in the center of the block. I'm also marking a T through the center. And then I want to add a few more markings. So this is a 4-inch block, so I'm going to mark just a 1-inch increment there, 1 inch on each side, basically right in the center. And now I'm going to mark one more line because these are essentially going to become those rays on the sunshine. The next thing that I'm going to do is use this hook end, which is designed for marking on the Sway 3 machine quilting ruler, and I'll line up the marked lines on the hook end through those lines that I've marked there on the quilt. There's becoming a lot of lines, but I think this will make sense. So I'll flip the ruler, again, line up the markings on top, and let's see, let's do one more over here. And you can flip this ruler in all directions to mark a full circle. Let's just complete this one. All right, so now my plan is to use the circular end, and you can see that the Sway rulers are designed. So that line I've marked with the hook end is designed for marking. Now this is designed for quilting. So what I'll do is I'll quilt around that circle, and then I'm going to go back through and quilt on all of those lines to create the rays of the sunshine. I like to start on the side of the block, so I'll start on the side of my block and travel across this first ray. Stop with my needle in the down position. Now I'm going to, even though I have that marked line, I'll still line up the markings on the ruler on top of the markings on the block to stitch my circles. So I'll stitch around that first curve, stop with my needle in the down position, then I'll readjust my rulers, again lining up those markings on the ruler, and then continue stitching. And now as I get down here to this bottom, I'm actually going to switch and hold the ruler in a more comfortable position and stitch that bottom curve. Okay, I'm loving it. I'm loving that circle, but what I'm going to do now is add the rays to the outside. So I'll stitch to my first ray, stitch out across that line, and back to my circle. Now I'll repeat that process. It creates a cute sunshine, and I could leave it like that, but I'm crazy. So I'm going to free motion quilt now a swirl into the center. I love that. That design turned out so cute. I love working with this way machine quilting rulers, and I'm so excited about the 9 Patchalong 6.0. You can find all the details soon on our website, but like I said, you can enroll in any of the previous versions and start learning. Make sure you also pick up your panel or your piecing pattern and your rulers on our website. But in the meantime, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will be back soon with another machine quilting video.